So I'm just sitting there alone in this classroom.
Smelling like shit.
Smelling like
crying.
shit. Tears are all puffed out and shit.
I think it just says Rage Against the Machine in like gross, like scary red font. You know?
It's such a girl way to describe it. It's just like a gross,
just like
scary
a scary
red font.
I have to close my eyes when I go into the bathroom at night because looking at
oh my god,
looking at it scares me.
Scary on a t-shirt is so funny. It's kind of a scary red font.
It's just like the chiller font.
Yeah. It's just Comic Sans. You're like, oh my god,
it's too scary.
The only reason I ask is because when I was 18 at Evergreen.
You went to Evergreen?
I went to Evergreen.
Lived in my town.
I lived in your town.
Evergreen, fascinating because Evergreen is like one of those colleges. It's like Evergreen and Oberlin that like the alt-right will like write a bunch of like articles about constantly.
They're correct.
I mean, it is crazy, but also for them to be like, they do crazy shit, but for Ben Shapiro to be like, a 19-year-old at Evergreen said something fucking stupid, and that is reflective of all of society now is like the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Were you there? We might have talked about this before too. Were you there when Dead Prez came?
Yes, I flipped the cop car and I went to jail for it.
Yeah. I read about
you went
that.
to jail.
Dead Prez came.
I was
and there
part
was
of
like
the Evergreen
riots,
Five.
And there was like a SWAT team.
It's called the Evergreen Five.
Yeah, me and 4 other people got arrested.
How did I forget this? We had talked about this.
We have talked about this.
That's crazy. It was you.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I fucked up
I
my
read
life.
about him in the newspaper before I knew him. Isn't that cool?
If you read about me in the Olympian, I was on the front page getting out of a cop car with my hand. Yeah, this was my
cool.
whole. This was my United Healthcare moment.
Yeah.
I was fucking the system up before this hot Italian guy was. Okay,
I loved
Luigi
Dead Prez
Mandamino.
at that time.
Did you go to the show?
No, I was in Bellingham. But I heard
yeah.
about it. Yeah.
So I worked at the
Do you know
gym.
Dead Prez?
I don't know them at all.
A rap group. They're like political.
A rap
good.
It's two black guys who are like very like pro Africa, fuck white supremacy. Okay, so if you know you remember the Chappelle Show song that he walks out to?
Yeah.
That's Dead Prez.
Hip hop?
Oh, okay.
Except they don't use the lyrics, but when he walks on stage when the show starts, that's Dead Prez.
Yeah, okay, I see.
And they played at the Dave Chappelle Block Party movie, if you ever saw that too. But anyways, they were there. I worked at the gym, so I set up the stage and broke down the stage for the concert.
Cool.
And we were trying to smoke a blunt with them.
Yeah. Cool.
And then they didn't.
So then you were like, fuck this cop car.
And then this whole thing happened and we ended up...
How did it happen? If you want to even talk about it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
should we introduce our guest first?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns. It's
Welcome
a
to
podcast about how
Clowns.
stupid we all are. I'm Brittany Cardwell, Breton's Cardwell on Instagram.
I'm Allie O'Neill. You can find me on Instagram at It's Allie O'Neill. Follow the pod on Spotify and YouTube and Instagram, whatever. You guys get it. And get ready for our special stupid guest today. You can find his his stand-up special, full hour, on YouTube. It's called Live in Portland. It's Jake Silberman.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
What's
it's
up?
only 32 minutes. Don't get your hopes up.
Sorry. I didn't look at the timestamps.
Full hour. Oh, boy.
And where can they follow you? We always forget to do this part.
At the comedian Jake on all socials.
Nice.
Sick.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us the story.
So basically, yes, they had these concerts. It's so funny because they were truly like a radical black hip hop group, and Evergreen is almost an exclusively white college. So it's very white dreadlock kind of vibe.
Totally.
Yeah.
And so they played the show. I had a job at the gym, so we built the stage, and then we have to wait till like the band clears it to start breaking it down.
Yeah.
Basically, during the show, they had a merch guy kind of selling their CDs and stuff in the back. And I don't know why, but for some reason he had a mic, which is very weird for a merch guy to have a mic. But during the show, the merch guy came on the mic and was like, "Yo, there's like a fight back here." And they arrested somebody. The cops arrested somebody.
Okay.
And so, Dead Prez was immediately like, fuck the police.
Totally.
And they were like, get their badge number and yada, yada. And so then the show went on. Mm-hmm. Like, no one really thought about it.
Yeah.
And I guess what had happened is while that happened, while the show was going, some people followed the guy who got arrested, who happened to be black, so it wasn't a great look.
Yeah, the one black guy who goes to Evergreen State.
And who knows? I don't even know what happened. Maybe he did throw a punch. Maybe he didn't. I don't know the story. But whatever reason, these like people from the concert basically did not allow the cop car to leave who had him.
Oh, yeah.
And then as the cop, and then the fuck, you know this.
I read everything about that case too.
Yeah.
But I didn't remember.
You didn't remember it was me? But so then when basically they didn't smoke the blunt, they left, and then people had kept coming in and be like, hey, there's kind of this brouhaha, there's something going on out front. So when they left, we went out and it was like most of the concert still out there surrounding the cop car, not letting them get out.
Damn.
So the cops were like, they kind of pepper sprayed the crowd. It got very feisty. And then the cops kind of realized, they were like, there's too many of them. Like there was not enough cops to really handle that size.
Yeah.
So they retreated, but one of the cop cars had died. The battery had died.
Oh.
So like, dude, I still remember because I was looking at it and it was just like this movie scene where like the cops left like the frame, like they all went behind this building and then like the whole crowd slowly turned and was like, what the fuck? Like they left us this little gift. And dude, it was like zombies. Like they just descended.
So they left an empty car.
They left a squad car there.
Wow.
And people just like lost. I mean,
Whoa.
truly like mob mentality is real.
Damn.
Because everybody had the same thought at the same time. They're like, we should fuck this cop car up.
Totally, yeah. There's like anonymity in a crowd.
It was so wild. And like I went ham. Like I fucking threw like a sewer grate at it. And, like I like
sewer grate?
Like, this, like,
aren't those things like fucking like
Like,
200
that must be
pounds?
so
picked it
heavy.
up and like
That's
threw
also
it.
such a cartoon moment.
It
like,
was
to
crazy.
be
Like
like,
the strength
sewer
of
grate.
like a mother lifting her car off of her child, but it was just to destroy stuff.
Did that. I fucking got a stick because they have me on camera.
By the way, this would be so fun if they just let us do this
Once in a while, just let us get
Just
it out
let
of our
us do
system.
this,
allowed,
dude.
you know?
Yeah,
like
seriously.
those anger rooms or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So I beat it with a stick. I cut my hand open. There was blood all over it. Like it was crazy. And then this was like this was in 2007, I think. So this was pre like the iPhone, I think, even. Or if it was, not
like,
a lot of people really had it.
Yeah.
So the only reason I got caught is because someone who was filming the concert on a camcorder came out and filmed the whole thing, and then the cops found out about the tape and they gave it to the cops.
Wow, what a fucking narc, dude.
Right?
What the hell?
So no one would have even got caught had this one person not filmed the entire. Because this was like no one really thought about like cameras back then. Because it was like now you would know like, all right, somebody is filming me.
Totally.
But back then it was just like I didn't think about cell phone cameras.
Damn.
So then like 3 weeks later, I got fired from my job the next day because a coworker had ratted me out, but there was no like evidence really. So I got fired from the job. But then like 3 weeks later, like 7 a.m, it was like 10 cops, bang, 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 bang.
Whoa.
Damn.
Came down, shirtless, in sweatpants, just like half naked, and it was just like, you're under arrest for this fucking thing.
Whoa.
And then they fucking
But there were
cuffed
lots
me.
of people, right? Lots of people got arrested, or were
5.
you the main? Oh, it was 5.
Yeah.
Strange
that's
that
right.
only 5 got arrested. Is that all the people that they could prove did it?
Yeah. And dude, they were
Damn.
putting out like photos of people, like, have you seen this person?
Oh,
wow.
And then people were like leaving town.
Yeah.
It was crazy. People were like, I ended up having
Jesus.
I went to jail for like 36 hours. They held me there.
Wow.
Was charged with 2 felonies, which later got
Whoa.
knocked down to like a misdemeanor after hiring a lawyer.
Yeah.
Nice.
I had to pay back basically like a fifth of the cop car, so it was like $8,000 I owed the state,
Whoa.
and I had like probation for I think a couple years, and then I
Oh,
wasn't
man.
allowed into Canada for 10 years because I got turned away at the
They're
border.
very strict in Canada.
Oh, yeah,
They
that's
don't
true.
fuck around in Canada.
No.
Yeah, they're like, we don't want any of those dirty American
Yeah.
immigrants coming through
Yeah,
our borders.
I hate them.
Which
Man.
So yeah, it like was a
That's
bummer.
wild.
It was a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you regret it?
I mean, it's kind of cool to have a weird, like,
Yeah.
a useful
You got pretty
experience
excited
where
when
you
this
were
came up.
like, I did it.
Yeah.
That's true.
But you really do see the dark side of like groups.
Yeah.
And you kind of
Yeah.
realize like, I remember everybody in Evergreen was so like, man, we got to show solidarity and all. And I was like, dude, no one threw me a fucking dime.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I was
yeah.
like working
Yeah.
a minimum wage job, paying back the state.
Oh,
it
man.
was like not fun.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
And
yeah.
then it's just weird to be in a town where like
They didn't put a GoFundMe on for you.
no, no one did a benefit show. And then got weird because then you saw like kind of the nastiness. Like there was like rumor mills really got started. So like I was at a house party and some dudes cornered me and they accused me of snitching out one of their friends, which I hadn't done.
Yeah.
But this shit pops off. People are like,
Yeah.
we don't know this guy, Jake, so he must have
Yeah, yeah.
And so like I
Also,
got
don't you think it
and-
would have been like easier for you if you had ratted people out?
Yeah.
You know
Of
what I
course.
mean?
Did you have like a lighter sentence than the other
Not
four?
at all. I was like,
Yeah.
I had to do the whole thing. And so
Yeah.
I was like, but shit, people, they just get in their own heads and they're
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
we don't know this guy, what the fuck is up? So it's like,
Yeah.
those things were weird. And then you're just back on campus after it all happened.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, how's
Yeah.
it going,
You
guys?
had this weird fame.
Yeah, like
from
this
it.
kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was not at the end, you're just like, this kind of was stupid.
Were you already doing stand-up at this time?
No. This is all pre-stand-up. Yeah,
Damn.
Got that taste of fame. You
Yeah.
had to keep it going somehow.
I know. I could have used this moment.
Yeah. Now you
What
channeled
else
it.
can I do that feels like this?
Yeah. Yeah, stand-up feels just like flipping over a cop
Flipping
car and
over
going
a
to jail
cop
for
car.
36 hours.
Yeah.
It can.
Yeah. So I did, once I got released, though,
Once every 5 years.
that
it
was
feels
fun
like
because I got laid immediately.
Yeah.
This girl I was kind of seeing came over and she was just like, I'll fuck you.
Whoa.
We got two
Yeah.
lovely ladies here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Every woman on the internet is like, I'm going to fuck
Oh,
the
yeah,
guy.
the guy.
Totally.
Mhm.
Even if he wasn't
100%.
hot, though, I feel like
healthcare
girls
guy.
would be like, I'll fuck
Yes.
this guy. Now, he is like an attractive guy.
Totally.
He's attractive.
Totally.
But even if not, I feel like girls are just like, you guys love a bad boy.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You really
There's
do.
a reason
That's true.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
But this guy did kill somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And he's a bad guy. Like, we don't really care about
This
the CEO.
happened with the Boston.
The Boston
marathon
guy.
bombers,
That's
too.
true.
And the
Yeah.
Boston guy, that is actually evil.
yes.
Like, he
Yeah.
killed innocent
Oh,
people
yeah.
He like
who were...
blew the legs off of marathon runners.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a CEO. And still
Yeah.
women were like, I cannot wait to fuck this
Totally.
guy.
I mean,
Yeah.
every serial killer goes to prison and then gets a wife in prison.
Always.
People like love like also like Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Yeah.
She dated multiple people in prison. It might just be. I mean, it's definitely more
I just
true for
assumed it was
women.
that one guy. Who was
No.
the main-
She dated a guy and then broke up with him, got married to the second guy, got out, broke
Yeah.
up with him, and started dating the first one again, and now they're pregnant.
Yeah, like, there's
So I
something
think
off
it's-
about you gals. There's something really weird.
All of us?
All women.
All of you. Well, because I feel like men's things are very obvious.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I'm glad
dude,
my
does she have a
thing
big
is
tits and ass?
Yeah,
but you guys are like, has he
yeah.
committed an evil act?
Yeah.
We love
Has
it.
he ever been on the verge of killing someone?
Yeah.
Well, it's
That's
also
pretty
because
good.
I feel like, I've been out on the prowl for a long time before I started seeing Dave, and like every man.
Okay. Oh, I was like, are you gonna kill somebody?
No.
Oh, on the dating prowl. Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
getting
just
to
like
the point in my relationship with Dave where I'm like, if you don't kill someone soon, I don't know
I don't know what I'm
where
gonna
this
do.
is going.
But like seriously, like I've like dated so many guys for like, months at a time who can't organize a single dinner. Like
Yeah.
the guy who shot somebody like shows he can plan. You know what I mean?
Is that really? It's just planning, huh?
He shows that he knows how to put together
could
a
make a
plan.
reservation
he
if
has
he wanted.
forethought.
Yeah.
He has like a 5-year plan.
He has a
probably.
passion.
Yeah, like
Passion
that's
is important.
like
That's what you guys
women love
need.
that. You know what I mean? Like a guy who can
Thought,
do stuff.
passion.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? If you kill a few
Passion.
guys along the way, that's
Right.
just
else?
small potatoes. You know what I mean? Like,
But if
come
you were
on.
fucking a guy and you knew he had killed somebody, some of you'd be like, this is crazy.
I mean, first of all, I have, and second of all,
really?
yeah, I used to date somebody who killed a guy before he shot somebody on the train. You know that guy, right?
Oh, I didn't know the
No, he definitely did.
history.
Yeah, but I don't.
Even though,
Anyway,
yeah.
it doesn't matter.
But you had slept with him pre him shooting somebody?
But he was a ex-gang member when I was sleeping with him, and he definitely killed people before that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
when you were fucking, were you like, this is kind of hot?
When we were fucking, I didn't think about it because he just had like a bunch of weird tattoos.
Oh, okay. You didn't think about it.
Oh, okay.
He
You
has a
didn't think
fucking
about it.
teardrop next to his face.
He
You're like,
does have a teardrop tattoo.
you didn't think about it?
I didn't think about it that much. I don't know. I was mostly like,
Girl, you could just look
we
the
were
other
like
way.
riffing and stuff. I
Oh,
don't
if
know.
you can riff well,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
look past some
You can
stuff.
riff
That's better
Maybe
than
not
killing a
murder,
guy.
But you can look
Oh,
past
good riff.
emotional abuse.
Good riff.
Just from personal experience.
I'm gonna say right now, a good riff is better than killing a guy.
Wow.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Oh man, we're all gonna get fired.
These are
From what?
I don't know.
Yeah, I got nothing. They cannot lay me off of fucking anything at this point.
Nice.
I have no job.
You're a free guy.
What can they take from me at this point? I got nothing, dude. Wow. Okay, these are good things to know. Good riffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, knowing a man that can put a plan together, can figure something out,
Yeah.
has something.
There are other ways to do it though. These
Yeah,
are the
but
only
not-
examples you've had. Is,
A man
Okay, give me
killed.
one other example of a
murder.
guy who can put stuff together.
you
But
know,
I feel
I'm
like
having a hard time.
A lot of. What about the nice guy shit where it's like he does put a lot of effort in, but you're almost like turned off by like, oh, it's so nice. I feel like the nice guy thing is real too with you ladies.
No,
You're like,
that's true,
He's
but
so nice.
That was I can only speak for myself. That was true for me when I was younger.
yeah,
But then I grew out of it and
Same.
I was like, oh, you want a nice guy who
You want a
can
nice
plan
guy.
stuff.
I think
Okay.
I also
Yeah.
grew out of that.
Yeah.
And even sometimes if I have moments of that, I'm like, Brittany, that's not true. Like
mhm.
that is
and
not.
you're old enough now to
and
know,
I've experienced the other version.
yeah,
so,
that will
Yeah.
suck.
yeah.
Totally, yeah. Like this literally happened. Before I started
exhausting.
dating my bad ex, Like I was seeing this guy who I'd been friends with for like a couple of years, and he was super nice.
She pointed
hot
at
guy.
me when she said bad ex because we have similar
The same bad
exes
ex, or yeah,
from the past.
similar bad exes,
Okay.
yeah. But they're basically like the same guy, and we talk about them like they're the same guy.
Like they have the same
But,
personalities and behaviors.
Like we were dating and like fucking, and he was like, I had been like friends with him and seen him like once a week for like a year or more, and then we started fucking during the pandemic, and then I met a guy with neck tattoos. And then ghosted that guy.
Yeah.
And then the guy with neck tattoos threw a chair at me while we were dating. So then I like, I learned my lesson there, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then after that, I was like,
got
go for the nice guy.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. You're like, yeah, okay, I'm good.
Dude, I caught it.
But and I feel like this is similar too. I had a terrible ex as well in the past. And I was like, go for the nice guy. But then I kept making mistakes. And then I'd date some other guy that was not exactly the same, but had his own version of the bad thing.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, oh, whoops. And then I'd date another guy and I'd be like, oh, whoops.
Yeah.
I did it again. Just different versions of it for a while.
Totally.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
It's hard out here.
It's hard
Have
out
you
here.
had
I've had some bad exes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Crazy?
Crazy.
That's actually how we
alcoholic.
book people on the pod.
Yeah.
We just have a feeling they've had the same exes.
I mean, I think all comics have a bad ex.
Yeah.
Or we are the bad ex.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, more realistically, we are the bad ex. Yeah.
I had one that was an extreme alcoholic with like red flags just every which way. And I still just like, and it's so weird because now that I look back as I've aged, I'm like, I know that I was deliberately pushing those to the side.
Oh, yeah.
of course.
Where like
Was she really hot?
Oh, wow.
Banging?
Whoa.
I thought you were going to be
That
like,
was a long,
no.
hot pause.
she was ugly.
Dude, that'd be so funny.
She was
That'd be so
hideous.
funny to be like, no.
No.
I have no idea what I was doing
she was a
wrong.
good-looking girl,
Yeah.
and I think there's a point in every. I don't know about every man, but for me, I like, when I was younger, I really didn't get a lot of attention from girls, and so then you kind of like start getting attention, like especially being on stage, and like when all of a sudden they're like, so you're like, oh, this like babe wants to hang out with me and fuck me,
and I want to love somebody, so
I just want whatever, love isn't even really in the equation, honestly, but
man, I love how you're like just a little bit. You're a good guy, but you're a little bit of a dirtbag.
A little bit,
and you don't let anybody forget. You don't let anybody be mistaken.
No,
you're like, listen, I'm a good guy, but I am
like, I have
a
to
little bit of a
correct Brittany
dirtbag.
here.
Yeah.
I think I'm just emotionally a little stunted, maybe with women.
Yeah.
But
totally, that's fair.
This was
That's
early.
also another thing I think is true of all comics. I think I'm a little emotionally stunted with men.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I didn't learn all that stuff till really late.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You do have to learn it. Like if you're learning it, it's good. But this ex just crazy alcoholic, and I was just like, oh, this is normal, and then you start realizing like this is not normal.
Yeah.
And then you start doing the thing where you feel crazy because I would tell other people, and they're like, oh, she's just fun because she was like a real party
and you're in
girl.
your 20s, right?
I was in like my late 20s, yeah.
So it still almost does feel normal to be partying.
Kind of, and she was younger
yeah.
than me, so it was like she was definitely in her era of like, but it was beyond partying. It was like, dude, you're like, like so many times she would be like, hey, I'm coming over. She at like, let's say 10:30 or 11, she'd be like, I'll be there in half an hour. She would go to a bar on the way to my house, close down the bar. She would show up 3 a.m. blackout drunk.
Whoa.
And then I'd be like, what? Like, I'd be like freaked out. Like, did you get in a car accident? Did somebody, like,
man.
so you're like, yo, what's that? And she's like, I just, like, blah. Like, I just, multiple times doing that. The reason we broke up is because she got so drunk she was visiting me and my folks in Minnesota. I was like, hey, she's going to come through. And we spent New Year's Eve. We went to a show. She got so fucking drunk at this show. I was driving us home, and she was texting another guy next to me, whose name was Jake. It was a different Jake.
No,
it was a different Jake.
What
so
the fuck?
I was like looking over, and I'm like, it's 3 a.m. Who are you texting? And like a lot, not just once. Like,
And
she was so drunk, she didn't even think like, oh, my boyfriend can see I'm texting another man.
Oh my
So we
God.
got in this I was like, all right. You're drunk. Like, I'm just not going to deal with it. So I put her in the bedroom. I slept on the couch. We had an early flight the next morning. I got up, and during the night, I walked into the room. You ever been around someone who's so drunk that the whole room smells like alcohol?
yes.
Like it's emanating like out of their pores?
Yeah.
So I come in, I'm like, it like hit me. I was like, dude, it just smells like straight vodka.
Ugh.
And what had happened was she, during the night, had found a bottle of vodka at my parents and drank the whole bottle in my bathroom because I found the bottle under the toilet. So she was just like out of her mind drunk. So I'm like, fuck, like getting her dressed, like trying to get to the plane. Parents drop us
Oh my
off. She's like
God.
asking my mom the same question 5 times.
Oh, no.
Yelling at me in this.
You can't get rid of that smell in the car.
No,
Yeah.
yelling at me in the security line.
Oh man.
Gets-
Did she remember the fight about the man?
I don't even know because so basically we get through security. She goes, she sits down. I'm just like, hey man, I just don't really want to talk to you right now. Like we'll just like, can we just like kind of like keep to ourselves? She basically gets mad at me, goes to the bar, double tequila, starts flirting with the guy. She's like cozying up to a guy.
Oh, this is stressing me out so much.
Just like I just see her take one of those big shooters, just back. And I go up to her at the bar. I'm like, hey, they're boarding. Like if you want to get on, cool. Like you have your ticket, I got mine. So I'm gonna get on this flight.
Mm-hmm.
We sit there. Bored. No, she's not there. She's not there. And I'm feeling guilty, but I'm also like, she's an adult.
Yeah.
Finally, they're like, everybody's on the plane. So I go up and I was like, hey, I think my girlfriend is. As I'm talking to the lady, I look over and the gate agent has brought my girl down. And then they get her to the seat and they come up and say, hey, she seems a little drunk. I just want to let you know, like, federally, you cannot fly if you're drunk. I was like, we were just out. It was New Year's Day. So I was like, we were just on a long New Year's.
Yeah.
So I'm trying
You're
to
doing more than you have to by the
I'm
way.
trying to work the system here. And as I'm doing this lady, the other flight attendant comes screaming down there. I was like, who the fuck let this lady on? She's bothering everybody. She's not going to fly. And so they kick her off and they're like, do you want to get off? I was like, I'll get off.
That's so nice.
That's
so
way
then-
nicer than you have to be.
And so then I'm thinking like we just catch like a flight in an hour. Like, oh, no, you cannot go board a flight for 24 hours. So I have to get my mom to pick us back up.
Oh.
She's now crying, and this cop keeps coming up to us, like thinking I'm like abusing her or something. She's like, why is she crying? I'm like, lady, she's drunk and we got kicked off a flight. I don't know. It was a lady cop. I was like, what do you want from me?
Sorry,
I didn't just call it.
It was a lady cop.
I said lady. It was a lady, and they can do that now.
It's just like a big police officer, and you're like, lady.
Lady, leave me alone. But she came up to me twice. She's like, if she keeps crying, we're going to have a problem. I'm like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Like, I can't stop her from crying.
Yeah.
So luckily, my mom picks us up. I just put her to bed. She sleeps off the whole thing. We get on the flight the next day, and at the airport, I'm like, hey, we can't date. And then I saw her maybe twice ever after that.
Yeah.
Damn.
I dropped all her stuff off at her place. I was just like, hey,
Yeah.
she owed me some money. I was like, don't worry about the money. And then I just blocked her on everything.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then she showed up once to this holiday party like weeks later, and then she just tore through the comics. She fucked almost every comic.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
She fucking, every week they'd be
What
like,
the
she's
fuck?
fucking this girl, she's fucking this guy.
Was she a comic or was she just around comedy?
Waitress at the club.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Man, oh,
Okay.
man.
Mistake.
Did your parents like her before this happened?
They never met her, and then after, my dad was like, I did not like her. Even before the drunk, my dad and mom were like, we didn't really like her. I was like, well, we're not dating anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's wild. How long did you date?
I was like on and off for like a couple years.
Whoa.
For a couple years?
She would get like drunk, and then it would be like,
Yeah.
oh, I can. It was the classic, because I didn't know anything about this. I'd never really been around like that type of alcoholic.
Mhm.
So I was like, she would do like, oh, I'll get sober.
Yeah.
And then after her, I went to Al-Anon. I was like, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Yep.
This was so dumb, but I didn't know how it all worked.
Yeah.
Because I did all the steps. I would pour her liquor down. I would try to limit her drinking at bars.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the stupid shit that you think you can control.
Totally. Yeah.
And then you realize like this is a fool's errand. Like this is
Yes.
not.
Yeah.
You're not gonna.
Yeah,
ever,
yeah.
If this person's gonna drink, they're gonna drink.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Man.
And it says more about you that you stayed around for so long, and that's why you have to go to Al-Anon and go to therapy.
You got to get all that
Yeah.
shit worked out.
Totally.
Yeah. So
God
yeah, that
damn.
was wild. That
That's
was
crazy.
So dumb.
Yeah.
So fucking dumb.
Well, speaking of dumb,
Yeah, we got to get into your story.
Yeah.
That
you got a
wasn't
dumb
even
story
it.
for
That
us?
was-
You did
I got-
two
oh, I got-
The
stories.
two ones weren't even the dumb story.
Yeah.
I know.
Dude, I'm fucking ready for this,
This
bro.
one is so much more like kid. But okay, so
Oh, we love
We do
kid
love-
stories.
because
lots
this
of
was
kid
like
stuff.
when you said it was like stupid or embarrassing, and this
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
truly one of the most like, especially kid embarrassed. You're like,
yeah.
you can't even
I
laugh
love
it
these
off.
stories.
Yeah, because it's
So-
just like so integral to like your humanness.
I mean, as soon
yeah.
as she typed it, I was like, oh fuck, God, I forgot about that. So I was in 5th grade, and so 5th grade elementary school. So you still had like, you had your homeroom, but then you had like music class or gym
Yeah.
class. So you'd go to these little things, and so we had music with this guy named Mr. Hoffman. He was kind of like a young, cool guy. He had sideburns, so we all called him Hippie Hoffman. And he was just he like for sure
Cool.
smoked weed.
Yeah.
Like, but you don't know what weed is in 5th grade. So
Was he fun? Like he enjoyed?
he was very fun, and he was very like he was kind of like one of those music teachers in a movie. He's like,
Yeah.
come on, you just gotta sing.
He's,
you know?
he's
It's
Jack
like,
Black in School of Rock.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You got a thing inside of you, you gotta let it out. So he was like a cool guy.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Played the piano, had all these little instruments. But so for some reason, it was like a nice spring day. And I think either he took us out or our homeroom teacher took us out. But for some reason, we were outside and we went on like a walk in the neighborhood. And then our next class was music class. So we all get in there and everybody's immediately like, oh, it smells like shit in here. And it just like smells like shit.
Uh-oh.
And everybody's like, oh, and then so everybody's like, oh, fuck, there's dog shit on the carpet or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, I
And
thought you were going to be
truly-
like on the tuba.
No. But it was like a track of dog shit
Yeah.
that someone had walked in and everyone was like, what the fuck? And truly, it was like out of a cartoon. It was like my footsteps leading to right where I was sitting. Like it was like out of a Bugs Bunny cartoon where like the footprints are in it. I'm just like, so it was like everybody, like the whole class looks and I'm just sitting there and then I look and it's just like a massive pile of dog shit on my shoe that I
man.
tracked in through the whole fucking room. And this is like, and so that's whatever. And dude, I'm telling you, like, and I mean, this is like, I burst into tears. And I've cried.
Oh,
like,
no.
this is like how emotionally stunted I am. Like, since that day, I've probably cried 3 times in my entire life. like I do not shed tears. Like I am not a crier. I have not cried on almost anything in my entire life. Even when sad shit happens, I just like do not cry. So like I was and I think part of it was like I was a kid crier.
Yeah.
When I was a
I
kid,
see, yeah.
like
Did you get reprimanded for that though? Like
crying?
Yeah, were you like belittled because you would cry?
By my folks?
Yeah.
No, it was not like
okay.
a weird thing. I just feel like
you feel like you got it all out.
I just feel like there was a sense of like you should not be crying right now. Why are you crying right now?
Yeah, I think that men learn that pretty quick.
Early.
Yeah.
So like
At least
burst.
crying from embarrassment. I agree. I think I don't cry from embarrassment as an adult. But
Now I would
I
never.
did as a kid.
And
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
comic, you can just be like, yeah, like everybody busts each other's balls, so it doesn't really matter.
Yes, totally.
And it's
Well,
kind of good when it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
we're all
yeah.
like, see what I did?
Yeah.
It looks cool. You can be like, yeah, I'm the fucking.
I'm the big idiot.
I'm
in
the big
room.
idiot, and whatever.
Yeah.
We all
Yeah,
laugh
yeah.
about it. But like when you're in 5th grade,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, and so they like walked me out of class. They like, and then you also have to like go outside to clean your shoe. Like it's this whole thing
It's a
of
whole
like,
to do.
so you're crying. They have to take you outside to clean the shoe. And then I remember it was almost worse because they're like, you don't have to go to music class. But all you do then is you go back to your homeroom and then everybody has to walk back in. So they just knew you were crying. So I'm just sitting there alone in this classroom.
Smelling like shit.
Smelling like
crying.
shit. Tears are all puffed out and shit. Eyes are all puffed out.
No.
And then they all, that look where kids are like, they just look at you like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Like, what are you doing, man? So I'm just sitting there at like desk and they just file in single file. And they, some of your friends are like, yeah, it's okay, man. But you just know, you're like, I'm the biggest bitch in the world.
Oh, man.
Like truly just,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I'm like flop sweating thinking about that. I mean, it's just so gross. And like really, like I cannot, after 5th grade, man, like I might have cried. Yeah, like I remember one time I cried because I lost money at a poker game. That was mad. And it was like rage tears. I like slammed a hat.
Oh,
and I was like,
yeah.
fuck.
You're like punching through drywall and shit.
like classic
Oh,
man
man.
shit. Like I hit a stop sign or something. I was just like, fuck this, And then, beyond that, I think maybe one other time. So tears are not a big thing in my life now.
That was the day that you lost like
Truly,
all emotion.
all innocence. I was
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
you have to be a serial killer now.
You
just have to close your heart off forever. And like truly, every woman I've ever dated is always like, I don't know what's going on inside of you.
And you're like, well, what happened? I was in 5th grade.
Yeah,
I
tell
stepped
them
in
the
shit.
story.
I stepped in shit.
And the tracks led to me.
Yeah.
That's the funniest part.
Dude.
Yeah.
Just the tracks.
Like everybody just like putting it together.
It was
like
so,
that.
and then like I just slowly looking
Even
at my shoe.
you don't even know.
No, I didn't know. And then I'm
You're
slowly,
finding
I
out at the
remember
same
looking
time.
under my shoe and be like,
No.
God. And it's just like,
And then immedially bursting
Bursting
into
into
tears
tears is
because
such
you
a-
stepped in poop.
in poop. That's it. That's all it was. And I was just like, you're a piece of shit, man. You're just,
You're like, I'm the poopy
I'm the
boy.
poop.
Man, I remember one time standing at the bus stop, and I always had crushes on every boy I would meet, like at that age.
oh, really?
Like in
Totally.
middle school,
Yeah.
or late elementary.
Yeah,
And I was
me
standing at the
too.
bus stop, and I step in dog poop in front of all these kids that go to my school.
Yeah.
And then I'm wiping my foot in front of everyone in the grass.
Brutal.
Stepping on the, not as nearly as bad as yours, but that was a lot.
Dude,
Wiping your foot on grass in front of people.
It's pretty embarrassing.
It happens to me a bit in New York. You know, like I'll step in dog poop, I don't know.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
And then I'm in a puddle and I'm doing this.
But I think everybody in New York is like, I don't give a fuck what this lady's
nobody
doing.
cares.
As
No,
long as she's
totally.
not talking to me, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
There have been multiple times that I'm like bawling on public transportation and nobody gives a shit.
No.
It's so
That's
nice.
what I love about this place.
Yeah, no, me too.
When I first moved here, I was like, am I supposed to talk to this woman?
Yeah.
Because I would see women, because I'm like a nice Midwest guy.
Yeah.
And I would be like,
First of all, I haven't cried in 23 years, but I see that you're crying.
And really,
and
I'm
I know
like, and I would
logically
like
I'm
it
supposed
to
to
stop.
say.
Yeah.
Like, really, it's like, I don't want.
You're like, hey, sweetie, what's up?
Can you shut up?
I
You're
remember
making everybody
a cop yelling at
uncomfortable
me,
on the train.
Make that girl stop crying.
Yeah.
So.
But when I first got here and I would see women doing that, I would be like, so like, I'm a guy, like, because I did the thing where I would, when I first got here, any woman who got on the train, I'd be like, oh, you can have my seat.
Wow.
Oh,
Like
I
it's
was
the
just like-
1950s.
I was just like, this is how you do it. Like, if a woman is standing, you shouldn't be sitting.
Her feminine legs can't bear to be up that long.
But then that is killed in 2 months. You're like,
totally.
fuck this
Because
lady.
people are like,
getting
fuck
mad at
you.
They're
Yeah.
like, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
Well, then a woman would be like, no, I'm fine. And so you're like, oh, okay. And then now,
Yeah.
now you just do it for like an older lady or whatever. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, but like, I just was like, well, no, a woman shouldn't be.
Crying on the train.
But so I thought, but then I'm like, well, I don't really know. Should I go up to this strange woman and be like, hey, are you okay? But
I
then
think
you
that
kind of
would make it
realize
worse.
it's part of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she might have just been like,
Yeah.
her Chipotle order got fucked up. And
Yeah.
she's just like, it might
Yeah,
not be an actual like life.
No, totally.
Like it might
Yeah.
not be like, oh, dude, someone died in my family.
Yeah.
And also, if it is, and then she's like, it's just so hard because, like, my grandma, she had Alzheimer's and now she's in the hospital.
Right.
And my alcoholic uncle showed up. And then you're like, this is my
Sorry.
stop.
This is my stop.
This is my stop.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
that sounds really hard, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
sorry. Pat you on the head. I gotta go.
sorry, that sounds really hard or
I gotta
whatever.
go to an open mic now. So
Yeah.
sorry.
You gotta go bomb my dick off at an
Yeah.
open mic at 3 p.m.
Sorry, lady. Hope you do okay now.
Yeah.
But it is wild that people are so open that they will do that. I mean,
It's the anonymity of the city,
It's
truly.
anonymity, and the only time I've cried in public places in New York is when I was having a very, very hard time. And
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
it was uncontrollable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
totally.
on the bus, I'm on the subway, and I'm like, yeah, I'm crying. It's like it's like the most I've cried.
Yeah.
now are you like a loud crier too? Are you like making
No, when I'm on the
noise?
subway, I'm holding it in as much as
Yeah.
I can, but like the tears are a lot.
God,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be funny if you were
I'm
like,
just closing my eyes and I'm like, yeah, I know I'm crying. I know.
Wow.
that would be the
Yeah.
worst time to run into a comic
Oh my God.
that
yeah.
you like, because you know when you run into a comic on the train and it's like not quite a person that you don't like, it's like an acquaintance, but it's
Yeah.
not a person you want to fucking chat with,
Yeah.
because then they'll be like, what's going on, buddy? And then you can't be like, I'm gonna go stand over here.
Yeah.
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 That'd
Man.
be like the fucking worst, dude.
It would be wild
Keith
to
Chase,
see a man.
I don't think you'll understand. And we can bleep that or not. I don't care.
It'd be wild to see a guy comic cry. Truly, then I would ignore him. I would be like,
Oh, me
Oh,
too.
I would be like, dude,
He doesn't want me knowing that.
yeah.
fuck no.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I'd be like, this is our secret, and I'm doing
Yeah.
you a favor, dude.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you
Seriously.
better book me on this show, or else this secret's gonna get out.
You take a picture and then
Yeah.
you show them, and you're like, why don't you put me on your
He's
show?
on
just
your show.
bribed for years.
Yeah. Here we go, buddy. Yeah, dude. It's weird seeing men cry. Like I've had a couple of guy friends cry in front of me, and
Yeah.
I truly.
Well, you guys have no practice.
That's
like,
true.
Dude.
Like knowing what to do with it.
Yeah.
And then so even when your girlfriend cries, you're like, oh!
Make it stop. Whatever you want.
It's
Whatever
like-
you want. Make it
Truly.
stop.
It
True.
feels
Yeah.
like the worst thing, which I get.
It is the worst thing. You're
and
just
it-
like,
yeah.
what do you?
Yeah.
But a man doing it, I'm just like, one time my buddy in Portland, he like got dumped, and it was just like a tough. And
Yeah.
we were just sitting on his porch, and he just started crying, and like, dude, I just was like. Like just like
You like took a
yeah.
broom and you started petting him
I
with
was
it.
just like, it's okay, man. One time we were at a concert and he's like more emotional than me, and he was like, man, I fucking love you. And I just hugged him because I was like, yeah. Like I couldn't say I love you to a man. I was like, get in
I
here.
do feel like that's enough for you guys sometimes.
Yeah.
Like that probably meant a lot for him.
Well, actually,
that you hugged
he
him.
remembered it years later. He goes, you know, you never said I love you back when I said it at the
Oh,
concert.
you didn't say I love you though. You gotta
No, I just was like, instead of saying it, I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, I was
yeah.
just like, I can't say I love you to this guy, you know?
Yeah.
Do you love him though?
Probably, yeah. But I just like,
It's probably
I don't even know what that
One of
fucking
your
means
best
to a man.
friends?
Like,
Yeah, you love him. He's one of your best friends.
like a
Yes,
person that you
yes.
care about.
of course, like I would
Yeah.
do anything for this guy.
Yeah.
Probably
Okay.
feels like a brother. You love your brother.
Sure,
If you had one.
But I do have a brother,
You do.
and I love him.
Yeah.
But like, and we just don't need to say it all the time.
all the time,
We just-
once ever in your
Yeah,
friendship.
We
yeah.
don't need to say it.
When
Yeah,
he
he's like,
needed you the
stop
most?"
bombarding me.
You're love bombing me at this show. Leave me alone.
He says I love you, and you're like, you already said that.
Yeah.
You said that 8 years ago, buddy. I
Yeah.
don't think we
Yeah.
need to get all
I
weird.
get it. I get it.
We don't need to get all weird, man. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about it.
God, men are so funny in this way.
I know.
We
So
really are
crazy.
blocked out.
We say I love you every time we get off the phone.
That's true.
Every time we say goodbye.
I say I love you to like, sorry.
And
but
it doesn't
I say,
doesn't wash it out.
no, totally.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. Jesus.
Slaps you.
And I hug her real tight.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's right.
Yeah, of course.
I say I love you to people all the time.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, what if I die? I want them to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
God,
I'm one of
yeah.
those people.
It would be wild if he died and I was like, I never said it back.
Yeah. And you said
I think
it.
you should text him right after this. No, call him.
Call him right now on the
I
pod.
Yeah.
cannot do that. Ain't no fucking way.
Call him right now.
Hey,
Call him right
man.
now and be like, I love you. Just kidding. And then hang
Yeah.
up.
I'm going to his wedding this next year, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
You think?
No, I'm going. I mean, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to his wedding.
He's like, Jake's like, I just can't like see people hanging out and saying that they love each other a bunch.
Dude, I mean, it really is a lot for me. It's like a big thing. It's a
So-
big, like, any that type
Was
of
your
like.
family like, did they share emotion like that?
Yeah. Did like your parents say they loved you and stuff?
Yeah, they did.
So why is it weird for you?
I don't
Do
know.
you not
It's just-
believe them?
I don't
Uh-oh,
know.
here we go.
'Cause, you know.
Dr. Brittany Codwell.
Oh boy. No, I mean, I guess I believe them. I just feel like when it comes to me expressing it, I just get really uncomfortable.
Gotcha.
Really like I feel
Yeah.
it. I'm just like, oh, my whole like chest gets all tight.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. Man.
Do you feel like this in relationships with women?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of women are like, I never know what you're feeling.
But like saying I love you, is it like, oh no, I can't?
I've gotten used to it. Like,
Yeah.
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 But like my girlfriend was like, you need to say I love you, not love you,
Yes.
because
Yeah,
love you is like a
It's
like a bud.
It's
Yeah.
also like on the way out the door, you're like,
It
love
is.
you.
Love ya.
Yeah.
It's like a goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
You need to say I love you.
That's good
Uh-huh.
advice.
Yes. They want so much from you. They really want
Yeah,
so much.
so much. They want
want
so
so
much.
They just want a few words.
They want a few
Once
words.
every
Even though
couple
she's
days.
moving into the, she's moving in with you, which your
moved in
room
with
is a living room, by
Yep.
the way.
We're-
And they
we're-
want so much
they
from
want
you.
so much. I mean, yeah. This woman is ruining her life.
Yeah.
She's really ruining her life to be in this relationship.
She's like a woman with a career, and I've met her, and she's great. And she's
Yeah.
moving into a living room to be with you. So they want so much.
It is
I think she's
crazy.
saying it all the time.
It is
just by
crazy that
being
women,
around.
like you guys, like I feel like men get this kind of thing of like, oh, like we're shallow and we don't really have standards, but it's like this woman could be fucking a doctor.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is because I made her laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Like,
100%.
It's like I made this
That
pretty
takes over
career-driven
everything.
laugh. This
Yeah.
woman laugh, and she's like, "Yeah, whatever. I'm moving to a living."
I mean, she overlooked murders, so yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Good riffs.
yeah, like you really,
That's right.
you really don't like. That,
And I don't really mean that. Are you mad at me?
No.
We'll talk after the pod. We'll
No,
talk
but
about our
I mean,
brains after the pod.
you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
really are pretty easy to please in a way.
That's true. Yeah.
I do think that's true.
Yeah.
Most,
Like,
for
I
most
feel
women
like-
I know.
yeah.
Yeah,
At
like,
least
I feel
my
like
friends.
stereotype is that you girls are like, no, he has to have this, but it's like, dude, all my relationships are like, I made them laugh,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, this
Yeah.
guy's all right then.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that there's the women who are like, I need X, Y, and Z. That's like a very small, loud minority.
They're like a movie character.
Yes,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah,
Yeah,
You know,
They're like
it-
a meme of a woman.
It's like a Sex in the City, like one of the
Yeah.
Sex in the City
yes.
characters.
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
like those women, I would never date, but I wouldn't want to date those girls.
Of course,
No.
of course. Yeah.
You know,
No.
but
Yeah.
like real women are just like, I don't know, you're funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Totally. I have like close friends of both genders where it's like a dude will start dating a woman and I will love that guy. I will love him so much.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about you, but I'll meet
Do
their
not
girlfriend.
say you love me that much. It will fuck me up. You need to just chill off on
Dude,
that.
your
Yeah.
nose starts
She said she
bleeding.
loved me. I'm not going to collab the clip then.
Yeah.
A little desperate.
But I'll have like dude friends who I'm like, I love them. They're a great guy. And then I'll meet their girlfriends and I'll be like, she is way too good for you, dude. Like, that's fucking insane. And then my female friends will date guys and I'll be like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
You know? And it's
Yeah.
because like, you know, I think like I'm going to be like really, really overgeneralizing, but I think over most things, women are like want some sort of commitment, who are like women who are looking for relationships.
Yeah.
And so like if a guy who sleeps in a living room and has a felony makes them laugh.
Come on now.
He's like, watch it.
Felony downgraded to misdemeanor.
Two felony downgraded to misdemeanor.
But like, not to use you as an example, but a guy just like
this is a real example. I am a real
You got
example.
that in a time when it's okay. Like you were in your 20s.
Yes.
That's like 2007. Like it was okay to commit a felony in 2007.
It was chill. Well, I almost
now.
got a third felony a year later because I was on probation. I was at this protest in Minneapolis at the 2008 Republican National Convention. I was a big like anarchist socialist guy.
Gotcha.
Dressing up in all black, and I went to this fucking protest, and somebody started fucking up some property, and we got corralled by the cops. And the only way I got out was there was a concert on the other side of the river, and I took off my shirt and my mask. I was like, "Hey, I was just trying to go to the concert, man. I got caught up in this," and they were just like, "Get the fuck out of here." I remember I had long curly hair. Like, "Get the fuck out of here, curly." That's what he said. And he was just like, "You couldn't be there's no way your little hippie ass could be a whatever." So he just was like, "Get the fuck out of here." But like, yeah, I almost really got fucked.
Damn, that's
then
fucking
I probably
crazy.
would have gone to jail for like real time.
For a while, yeah.
Because like,
Breaking
if you have
probation
3
is
felonies before you're 20. Fuck, I wasn't even 22 yet. 23.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
3 felonies, like I would have been fucked.
Yeah.
So,
Totally.
I gave up all causes after that.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done, dude.
God, that's so funny.
You guys can solve this shit.
Yeah.
I've almost gotten nabbed too many times.
Yeah.
I'm done. Yeah.
Also, like, what were you fixing?
Nothing.
Yeah, you were like flipping over police cars and then like showing up being like, I'm gonna be a little rascal guy.
I was.
And then
I was like,
as soon as the pressure hit, you were like, I'm just trying to get to the concert.
I'm good, dude. I do not believe in this cause enough. I don't even know what this cause is right now. Fuck the Republicans, I guess. That was the cause. Well, you start to go to enough protests, you're like, all we're doing is yelling at buildings. Like, no one is here. Who are we yelling at? Like, I was yelling at a convention that was inside of a hockey arena. Like, they weren't listening to me.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I was just like, I'm good off this.
Yeah. Also, like, I'm sure the like, maybe it's changed in the last couple of years, but we're like, every time there's a rally outside of a Republican thing, they're like, look how they're trying to silence us. Sorry, I'm doing Trump. But I just started doing Trump. They're like, look at how they're trying to silence us. Like, everybody wants to silence us. And it's like, you guys have the majority in the government and you have had it for like fucking years.
Yeah.
So why don't you relax about it? Yeah. So just like kind of nowadays, like in some ways, like certain things, I don't know. I'm trying to like fucking cover my ass, but like it adds to the shit.
Yeah, it's all part of it now. It's all it's built into the game. But anyways, I don't even know what we were talking about. I just had to throw in that.
You can't say you love somebody?
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
I saw you try to fucking evade it.
What were we talking about? Anything but that, obviously. Yeah.
Have you ever had somebody say I love you to you and you didn't want to say back?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean, oh, yeah? Like a lot of times?
No. Well, I'm only thinking of one time. But it was a guy I barely knew. It was a comic and not here.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I would have had to have you say his name.
Didn't know him that well.
Like you guys were dating, fooling around? Or
no, we just
just homies. Or kind of homies.
Well, we had just met, but I thought he was cool and fun. That's what's crazy about it. He said, I love you.
So
Isn't it funny? There's guys like that. There's me and this guy on the exact opposite end of the spectrum. There's like a person I take a bullet for. I'm like, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
And then this guy's like, Brittany, I love you.
Yeah, it's wild.
He said it sincerely. He was like, hey, I love you.
Well, I think so. Yeah.
Damn.
And then I just pretended to be asleep.
Wait, what? So you did sleep together?
Well, nothing really happened, but we slept in the same bed.
Insane.
And
one of those.
We were hanging, and then I just wanted to keep hanging. And yes, it's obvious looking back, but I was like, no, we're just hanging out in a room now.
We're just alone in a room. Two strangers in a bed. Nothing weird about this.
Yeah.
That is insane that he said I love you, though.
We were
That's
cuddling,
crazy.
and I was fine with that, you know.
Oh yeah, and then
he said I love you, and then I pretended to be asleep.
Yeah. Like that's the thing. Like maybe you guys could have had like some kind of romantic thing after that, except he went way too fucking far. And then you're like, oh, he's gonna wear my fucking skin, bro.
Yeah. Because he didn't really know me at all.
Do you guys want to be the person to like get it said to or say it first?
No, I think, and tell me if I'm wrong, I think most women want to hear it first.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
They do.
Shut the fuck up,
it's
Jake.
2024. Flip the script.
Well, here's the thing. Every time, like, I've dated
I've said it first a lot.
Yeah,
but
me too.
I prefer to be it said to me.
Yeah.
Mostly because guys don't share how they feel enough. So I'm like, I don't know if you're going to say it.
But what is the line?
It's clear when I'm going to say it back. You will know.
Yeah.
But with them, I'm like, I don't know. He might not say it back.
Yeah. Also, when you are in the beginning stages of a relationship as a woman, for the most part, you are afraid you're going to scare them away at any moment.
Just by being indicating anything at all that you like them.
Yeah. You're like, when are we going to hang out next?
If I'm
do
like,
you want to come meet my friends?
I had fun hanging out. I'm like, no!
I know, yeah.
He's punching the wall now.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
No.
Oh, Brittany said she had a good time. No!
I know, like you're sitting in a room together being like, hey, when do you want to hang out next? When are you free? And then they jump out the window.
They're like, I can't do this.
Yeah. They're like, God, you're so clingy.
It really is like a weird dance you gotta do.
Yeah.
No, it is. I mean,
do feel like
I've done this dance.
And like you're
I'm dancing, baby. Yeah. I've been dancing. But
like you're saying, like we've talked about this a bunch. It does, like, the stereotype is that women are crazy and picky and like very sensitive.
Yeah.
But I do have the opposite experience in almost every relationship I've been in.
Totally.
Where the guy's gonna freak out at something small.
Yes.
He's gonna think I'm obsessed with him.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna like run away.
Dude, there was one time I was dating this guy. So he was like 5'4" and he was a rollerblader. So all of my friends called him Tiny Hawk.
Oh yeah.
And
brutal.
Yeah.
That is fucking brutal.
Really.
You told
did they
him
know?
Really funny. And
Did
I
he
did
know?
tell him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did he feel?
I don't know. He thought he was 5'7", so he was like, "Why?" I remember him saying he was 5'7", and then I remember he had like floor-to ceiling like mirrors on one of his closets, and we were hugging, and I'm like, "We're the same height." Like I was looking into the mirror, like hugging him, and I was like, "We're the same height." But anyway, so we had like a really cool, fun like hanging out, hooking up thing, and then he like. I was out drinking at like an open mic or something or like a show or whatever. And he like hit me up and he was like, yo, come over. And I was like, okay. So I went over. It was like 2 a.m. on like a Tuesday or whatever. And we're having sex. He's eating me out. He comes up and he's like, what do you want from this relationship?
Damn.
And then I'm like, I don't know. I'm like looking for a partner. And he's like, okay, cool. And then we have sex. And then after that, he doesn't text me for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, are you ghosting me? And he's like, no, I'm not ghosting. I would just like to only hook up. I was like, what? It was just like an insane thing.
Damn.
And that is how men are. And I'm like,
yes.
Because when I was younger, when people would do that thing to me where they're like, what do you want? I would lie. And I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I don't know.
But even if I'm saying that's what I want, I'm not saying I think you're it. But I am saying I'm thinking about that.
Dude, but in his mind.
But maybe I also would just want to hook up with you. But they always interpret it as like, you think I'm the one and you're trying to trap me. And I'm like, well, no, I'm trying to get to know you. That's it.
Exactly. Yes. Also, we've been fucking for a month.
Yeah.
And we've seen each other once a week for a month. And then this happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just so crazy.
Like, what do you want from this?
The timing is so weird.
What do you want?
It was so strange.
That
also, I think he was doing coke earlier in the night, so that's probably why.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it was just so crazy. I was just like...
Then he just stayed up all night in his coke brain, being like, she wants this.
Oh my God, she's going to cut my dick off and marry me. And I'm like, first of all, dude, your parents pay your rent, okay? Like, fucking relax.
Yeah.
Pussy nasal drip.
Nice.
Post nasal drip.
Yeah. No, I got it.
Yikes. Swinging a big
Started
old miss.
Strong, ended
Boy,
like this.
God damn. Holy shit. Dude, the coldest eyes like,
the face was so good. We gotta clip that even if we don't use it.
We'll
just
like,
the face for the face.
Listen to Jake Silberman's pod, I guess.
Woo, boy.
No, I get it.
Damn, dude. Fuck.
I don't know. That's probably why all those men didn't like me. Oop.
Yeah, you really cut a man down with those eyes.
No, that's true. Also, looking back, I do think I was a little bit too mean to him too early.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like he didn't know me yet.
Fun way.
Thanks, Brittany.
Alex,
no, there is that is a fine line.
Yes.
Because there is a fun, like, oh, this is cool. We can, like, bust balls back and forth. But then, like, when you do catch one, you're like, yo.
Yeah.
Because there is a line that at least I have.
I call you Tony Hawk or Tiny Hawk with my friends. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that might... might have hurt his feelings. I don't know.
It
I
would
don't
have
know. The
hurt- it
jury's
would have
out.
hurt my feelings.
I think the jury's out on that. But
Because here's the thing I will say as a man, when you do get a girl like that, when she's like, no, I'm down with whatever, there is a line where you go, what about this? And then they go, no, that was too much. And then they start crying. You're like, well, what the fuck? I thought everything was on the table.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, it's actually not, everything's on the table. You're like, well, what the fuck? You've been calling me Tiny Hawk this whole time, you fucking redheaded bitch. What the fuck you want from me? Like, so there, yeah.
Yeah, I do. Looking back on that, like, you know, like 1 month fling, I do think that there were times when I like was joking clearly to me, but he obviously didn't know me that well, and so he just like thought I was being an asshole. And I'm like, oh, he probably thinks I'm like kind of an asshole.
Yeah,
which like, you know, makes sense looking back.
We all have work to do.
That's true. That's true.
Have work to do.
Yeah, that's right. Even now, like I've been dating Dave for over a year, and sometimes he's like, "Do you want to just hang out? Do you want to just hang out regular today?"
Like no riffing day?
Oh, really?
Or me just like...
That is so funny.
Because sometimes I'm like a little bit too Boston. He'll give me a hug. He'll be like, "You're so pretty." And I'll be like, "What?"
See, yeah, you're doing what a guy does.
Yeah, kind of. I guess that's true.
You're like, no, don't do any of that.
And then I'm like, "What do you want?"
Yeah, this is exactly what a guy does. This is what the fuck? You're the guy. You are the guy.
Dude, he fucking brought me. He brought me.
You are the guy with you and Dave. You are 100% the guy. Holy shit! You're like a feisty Boston guy, and he's like, "I love you." And you're like, "Shut up! Don't tell me that."
And he's like, "Can you just respond normally?
Yeah.
Just say I love you back,
Can we
please."
not like joke about this? I really need to
for the
hear it.
record, not true.
Damn.
But yeah, no. One time he like brought me flowers, and I was like, "Oh my God, what did I do? What did you do?"
Oh fuck!
And then he's like, "I just saw them," and I'm like, "All right, or no, you're right. Sorry." That's like literally how a lot of a relationship is. I'm like,
God.
I'm just like, and then he's like, baby, we're dating," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay.
We're dating. No, we're dating. It's like you wake up out of a dream every time. Like, what? You're like, no, we're dating.
Yeah, I like
Don't
hold
worry
a
about
knife
it.
to his neck, and he's like, "We're dating," and I'm like, sorry.
Fuck off, Dave. Wow. Holy shit.
Man.
Yeah, it's fun though.
It's fun though.
Fun the relationship we have.
I'm sure Dave
Right,
loves all
Dave?
this.
Dave does like it.
He does?
That's the thing, yeah.
Okay.
Dude, when I was telling him that story, like I was hanging out with a few comics, when I was telling that story of like when we got mugged, like it was like a few comics and then another comic joined in the middle and like she started talking and he's like, wait, hold on, finish your story. Like he likes that story more than I do.
Really?
Yeah. Totally.
Man, he must have heard it so many times.
I know. And he's like, no, and then tell the part about Brittany. And I'm like,
Oh, you
Oh,
guys
the part
got mugged.
about Brittany's
The
getting
two of us,
around?
yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Oh, I thought you knew about this.
I did not.
oh, do you know the story at all?
Interesting.
No.
We got
Well-
mugged and I yelled at the guy and he ran away. It was a fake gun.
That's a fake.
Oh,
gun.
cool.
But we didn't
Brittany
know.
got her, Brittany got her phone taken.
Then we got to hang out with the cops all night.
Yeah,
Pretty
the
cool.
was this?
racist cops.
It was
Couple of
like
weeks
a month ago.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn, I didn't hear about this.
Well, I feel like everyone knew, and then I was actually coming up to the studio, and I was like, should I tell Jake it happened over here?
I thought I had told you because I'd seen you multiple times in
I thought
between
I'd seen
then.
you a bunch too.
nah, I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
Well, it's fine. We're all
Wow.
fine. Brittany had to get a new phone. But
Wait, so he revealed the gun or he did the classic in the pocket?
No, they were like, give us all
yeah,
your
he
stuff.
pointed it at Brittany, and there was a street light behind him, and I could see through the gun. It was like a Mountain Dew colored water gun.
By then, I'd already given him my phone.
Yeah,
Oh.
and I was like, "That's a fake gun, fucking blah 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 blah," and I started screaming, and they ran.
I love how we're doing the like super tight version.
I
'cause
know,
we're at the
yeah.
end of it.
Yeah, we were at the end, and yeah. But okay, well, fucking sorry about the phone.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, all of her pictures are gone, which is the worst
Yeah,
part.
so Joe Nunnick, they were like, now we're just repeat. That's why we got to do it fast.
I know,
we're
'cause
just
we already
repeating
did a
a previous
whole pod on
episode. We
this.
just did this 2 episodes. We're like the day we got robbed.
Yeah. Wow.
But Joe Nunnick, like he found out because I was supposed to. Dwayne was with him.
Yeah.
Dave was
And
with
Dave,
him.
yeah.
They were having like a video game thing.
At Eli Uden's house, yeah.
And
Dude, nothing
Joe's
makes a
like-
man feel worse than hearing his girlfriend got robbed while he's with his boys playing video games.
yeah, they had to leave.
Yeah.
Poor guys.
Yeah.
Dwayne
Oh
was so
my
excited
God.
about that.
Oh,
night.
well, because that's so funny because I was supposed to be there that night.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Then you
Yeah.
would have heard about it.
I think I had a show that night, and he was like, "Hey, we're all doing a game night or something."
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
Eli's. And I was like, "Oh, sorry, I had a show or something, so I couldn't do it."
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was the night.
Yeah, that was that
Yeah.
night.
And
Yeah.
Joe goes like, "You're going to pick them up? Why? They're fine."
Aren't they fine?
He's
though?
like, "What's wrong? She lost her photos or something?"
Yeah. Joe Nunnick was.
Joe is
And
a
Joe has
guy.
a girlfriend. So
Joe has a girlfriend, but is a guy.
Yeah. Joe is such a guy,
He
though.
is a
That's the
dude.
thing.
He's like, we're all having a good time. What the fuck?
He's like, what? They're not hurt or anything.
Yeah.
I guess it sucks to lose your photos, but It's so fucking crazy.
That is so funny.
It's
Damn.
so wild.
That is like the most guy response ever.
I know, yeah. And then I remember Dave was like, and then I turned to him and I was like, I think it just sucks, Joe. I think it just sucks like a regular amount.
Yeah. Like they just need a little bit of comfort right now, but
Yeah, we're just gonna go pick them up because they're probably afraid to be on the streets.
dude, you guys, would you have broken up with your boyfriends if they're like, well, we just kept playing Mario Kart?
I definitely
No, but I
would
would've had a talk with him.
You would have chewed them out.
Of course.
Yeah, that's insane.
I would've been like, bro, come pick me up.
And I feel like
I would
Sarah-
have thought about it, and I would have been like, I don't think I like that.
Sarah would have chewed Joe out had that happened to her.
Yes.
No,
That's
totally.
a crazy response.
Yeah, so maybe he can
What do you-
learn.
Obviously, I'm not going to be like, Dwayne, you have to pick me up. But if you chose not
Yes.
to, I would definitely be like, that's a sign.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
huge
yeah.
sign.
You know?
Yeah, totally.
Even an emotionally stunted man like myself would
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
You know you got to
Got
pick
it.
the girl up.
I'd be like,
psychopath.
what would a human do right now? You'd pick a girl up, wouldn't you? I'd go into my little chamber like, what would a real man do? You know? He would do the thing.
Not cry.
He would not cry. He would be a hero to his woman.
Pick her up and don't say I love you.
Yeah. Slowly pat her as you look straight ahead and go, it'll be all right. It'll be all right.